Welcome to physics class on human eye and its defect. In today's class we will try to discuss about the structure and function of human eye, and later on at the end of this video we will try to discuss about the defects, rather the various defects in vision. Okay, so first let's try to discuss about the structure of the human eye. You know that human eye is also one of the wonderful gift of God. Out of the different sense organs, human eye is also one of the most important and useful sense organ to human beings. Now, through this human eye, we can see this wonderful world and the color around us. Okay, so what happened? By closing our eyes, we can sense the object by smell, by touch. Okay, we can identify a little bit about the object by using other senses organs. Okay, over and above this eye, that means over and above the vision. Now, even though we can identify to some extent by touching it, by feeling it, or by smelling it, but we can't see the colors of that particular object. So without our eye, we could not have seen any color. Now, just to imagine it, how difficult it would be to a blind person. Okay, by closing your eyes, we cannot even walk even some few steps in our room that we have been using daily. We can't do it, right? So what happened? Thinking all those difficulties that a blind person would have faced, we should donate our eye while we are living, so that when we die, okay, after our death, our eye may be able to use to some person which is very much needy for him. Okay, so we should generously donate our eye. When I say donate our eye, then we, after our death, eye will not be removed as a whole. Okay, the medical practitioners will only have to remove only the corneal part only. So there will not be no deformities in our shape and size of our face after our death. Okay, so what happened? Let's try to see the structure of our human eye, so that you may know where is the cornea, where it is need to be removed for donation and all. So let's try to see the pictures. Okay, the structure, or rather the diagram of human eye, and let's try to see the structure as well as the function of each and every parts of our human eye. Now, our human eye is a spherical shape. Okay, it is a spherical shape like this, and our human eye is just like a camera. Okay, and the way the camera works, it is similar to it, but just to click a picture or an object which is very far away, your camera needs to zoom in by using your combination of lenses. So by zooming in and out, we need to focus a particular object to click that picture of that object. But in our human eye, it is just an automatic camera, you can say. So it is fully automatic. Okay, it is far better, our eye is far better than those of the very much sophisticated camera that human beings ever made. Okay, so it is fully automatic. Whenever we want to observe very far away object, okay, we don't require any zooming in or zooming out. Okay, whenever we want to watch it very close object also, it will be seen immediately. Whenever you want to watch it far object also, you will see it without having any of that zooming in and out of those objects by our lens. Okay, so let's see about the different structures of our human eye. The lens, okay, here the lens, let me go it like this. Let's try to discuss the structure of our human eye from the outer part, and let me go into inside. Okay, that will be better, I think. Your eye, human eye, is what it is, a spherical in shape, and its diameter is of about 2.3 centimeter. Okay, your diameter is, the diameter of the human eye is about 2.3 centimeter, and these the outer surface of our human eye is what opaque, and except that the front portion is transparent. Okay, I will come to that later on. So let's talk it about the other portion over and above this front part. Okay, so what happened, the other part of this covering of the outer part, I should say, it is spherical in shape, and it is of hard, rough, okay, and tough tissue. Okay, little bit harder. Okay, it is not soft, not smooth, rather it is little bit hard and rough. Okay, tissue made up of that tissue, hard and rough tissue, called sclera. SC, it is not given there here, so it is hard and rough tissue, we call it that as sclera. Okay, sclera is this one. Okay, and it is also opaque, that means light cannot pass through it. Okay, except this front portion, it is what, transparent. Okay, yes. Now this transparent portion of the eye, we call it that as cornea. Okay, it is cornea. Cornea is the outer covering where it is transparent. Through this transparent what layer, thin layer of the lens, light can pass through it. Okay, and it can enter inside our eye. Now next is what, this is the cornea. Okay, and this portion need to be what, donated. Okay, when we say donation of our eye, then the whole eye will not be removed from our face, rather it will take only this corneal part only. Okay, so what happened, this the transparent what front portion of our eye, where we can see our eye as black in color. Okay, that black in color, this cornea is not black in color, rather we see the inside one, so that black color portion of the front outer part, we call it that as cornea. Okay, when we get into inside our eye, when I mean the structure of our human eye, then what happened, we will see a diaphragm. Okay, just like your CD disc or DVD disc. Okay, it is hollow there in the at the center, and it is just like a circular shape. Whatever we see our human eye, that black in color, okay, it will be seen just like this, circular in shape, and it will be a small hole there in at the middle. Okay, and this will be your eye like this. Got it? That this part is black in color. Okay, and when you look closely, very deep in your own eye through a mirror, then you will see that this middle portion is more darker than those the brownish color there outside. Got it? So this, there is a hole here. Okay, in this at the center there is a hole, and this hole we call it as pupil. Okay, this pupil, we call it that hole as pupil, and this black in color, this is nothing but this is what, your iris. This iris is a circular in shape like this, your CD or DVD discs that you have seen there, and you will see as a hole at the center like that. No? So this is a what, this circular what black in color or brown in color, but in our Indians this color is of what, the color of the eye. I mean, the color of the eye is nothing but this is the color of this iris. Okay, so most of the Indians are having the color of that of your dark brownish color. But you must be knowing that our famous Indian Bollywood actress Aishwarya Rai is having blue in color. This one, the blue color of the eye or the brown color of the eye is nothing but that is the color of the iris. When we say color of the eye means what? The color of the iris. Okay, this is a muscular diaphragm and it can contract and expand, okay, by using of what? Ciliary muscle all over this periphery of this what your iris. Okay, and if this what your muscles what relax, then this muscle will be pulled outward from the center of the iris and the hole will become large like this. Okay, but when you try to observe it a very what minute or a small thing, then you need to contract. Okay, you need to contract these muscles, ciliary muscles, which are flank, okay, on all sides. Okay, they will try to contract like this and this hole will become smaller like this. That means the pupil will become smaller. You can try yourself to watch your own eye. Okay, after coming out okay, from your room, by closing your eyes, and if you come outside in the sun and if you watch your own eye just after opening your eyelid, then what happened? You will see that this what pupil, it will become what smaller and smaller like this small one. That means from all this it become decreases and it will become very small like that. Why? Because this pupil, the function of this pupil is to control the amount of light entering inside our eye. When the light is very much intense, very much bright, then if all the lights are allowed to enter through our eye, then there will be what some defect in our eye. Okay, it may destroy even the retinal cells. Okay, on inside the lens. I will tell you about this also, okay, later on when we come to that. So what happened? It will prevent the what large amount of light entering inside our eye. So this pupil, the size of this pupil is nothing but it's to control what the amount of light entering inside our eye. So this pupil is not that part, but rather that's whole, that small empty part, empty hole, we call it that as at the center as pupil, but the function is to be done by iris. Okay, so this iris, okay, by relaxing or contracting the ciliary muscles, the size of this pupil will be what? It will be increase or decrease. Okay, the size will be increased when the ciliary muscle is relaxed. When the ciliary muscles contract, then the size will be what? Small. Okay, so this iris helps us, okay, to control the amount of light entering through our eye. Got it? Yes. Next is the crystalline lens. The crystalline lens, this is a crystalline lens. Okay, this crystalline lens, it is also circular in shape and it is also holding there in its position by means of the ciliary muscles. The ciliary muscles are drawn here. Okay, as it is a cross section, we cannot draw it all, but had it been shown in a cross section from the front side, then this will be the lens and it will be also what hold or flanked by the ciliary muscles like this all around it. Okay, by means of those ciliary muscles. You know, ciliary muscles, you might have learned in your biology that ciliary muscles are those muscles just like hair structures, hair in structure. Okay, so those ciliary muscles are all flanked this what lens. Okay, this is the lens. So you are observing here the lens here like this, and this is the convex type of lens, but this is not double convex. If the curvature of the two sides, okay, the spherical radius, the spherical part is like this. So what happens if the radius of curvature of these spherical sides of the two sides, I should say, of the lens, if they are of same, then we can say double convex lens. But this is also convex lens, but the radius of curvature are different. Now you will see that the inner part, the inner side, I should say, it is more curved like this than this front side. Okay, so what happened, the radius of curvature, if I am going to draw a part of it, then this sphere for this, the front side, it will be coming out like this, the sphere, I mean, okay, the sphere like this. So your what, this side and this side, it will be of this much. Okay, so this part of the lens is also a part of the sphere like this, and this side of the surface of the crystalline lens is also part of the sphere. So when you compare the radius of the outer and inner one, the outer is having more radius of curvature than that of the inner one. For this inner one, it will be having the radius of curvature of this much like this. Got it? From here, if you take it, this is the center of the sphere out of which this lens is formed, then the radius of curvature is very small for the inner surface, and for the outer surface the radius of curvature is much more longer than the inner one. Okay, in terms of its curvature, I'm not saying about that of radius of curvature, rather I'm saying about that of the curvature. When I say curvature, how much curved the surface is. Okay, if it is very much curved like this, then the radius of curvature is small, whereas the curvature is very large, we need to see. But if it is not that much curved, then this radius of curvature, we say that it is radius of curvature is very large and the curvature is less, that means less curved. Okay, when you see the curving nature or the degree of curvedness, we call it that as curvature. Okay, so the inner surface of the crystalline lens is more curved, rather curvature is large than that of the outside one. In terms of radius of curvature, the outside one is greater than that of the inner one, inner surface of the crystalline lens. But when you talk about that of curvature, curvature is more in the inner surface than that of the outer surface of the crystalline lens. Okay, now in between, okay, this crystalline lens and the cornea, what happened, there is some jelly like, okay, viscous fluid, okay, present here. That is a transparent and it is a colorless fluid. Okay, and this colorless fluid, whatever it is having in between the cornea and this crystalline lens, we call it that as aqueous humor. Okay, and in between this, what happened, lens and the retina, this back side, okay, the back side of the eye, the inner wall of this human eye, somewhere here like this, we call it this as retina. Okay, this acts just like a screen of your camera. Okay, got it? Then what happened, whatever the object, it will, the light ray coming from the object, it will pass through this hole. Okay, and while passing through that of your cornea or your aqueous humor, there will not be no refraction. That means there will not be no bending. Okay, light will be passing through this medium, no doubt, but there will not be no bending. Only when it passes through this crystalline lens, then what happen, it will what, bend the light ray, and the light ray should come to focus on to this what, retina. What happen, when light comes from here like this through this, okay, it will start bending, okay, and it will come and focus here onto the retina like this. While I'm drawing, my diagram may not be a straight line. Okay, please excuse me for that, as I'm drawing with the mouse, it will be very difficult for me to draw the straight line also. Okay, so what happened, when this light ray enters inside our human eye, then what happened, light ray would have been what, passing through this cornea, then to that of the aqueous humor, then to that of this crystalline lens, and it will come and focus on to a particular point onto the retina. Okay, so this retina, okay, will act as a screen. okay, and the image will be formed there. Now what happened before going further about the retina, let me tell you about the material that is also in between the crystalline lens and the retina. It is also filled with that similar type of viscous jelly like liquid, okay, semi liquid I should say. It is just somewhat viscous, and it is somewhat that of like of jelly, okay, jelly in nature, and it is just like that of your glycerin, okay. Whenever you prepare it, your fish and all, when you make it, then if by chance if with a sharp knife, if that eye of the fish, if it is punctured, then you will see some liquid coming out just like that of glycerin. It is also some similar to that, like that, okay. And this liquid, we call it that liquid in between the lens and this retina, we call it that liquid as vitreous humor, okay. You need not to confuse it, these two liquids, okay. That liquid that is present between cornea and the crystalline lens, we call it that as aqueous humor. And that in between the your lens and that of the retina, in between the lens, in between the lens and in between this retina, the liquid that is present, we call it that as vitreous humor, okay. Both this vitreous humor, okay, both this vitreous humor and this aqueous humor, they will have the same refractive index. You must be knowing what is meant by refractive index. We have already discussed now. This refractive index gives you the degree of bending when light entered to that medium, okay. So what happened, as this two is having the same aqueous humor as well as vitreous humor, as these two are having the same refractive index, what happened, there will not be no bending when light enters from this aqueous humor to vitreous humor, but bending only takes place through these crystalline lens, okay. Got it? You may ask that as this vitreous humor is also transparent, okay, viscous, okay, and colorless, will there be no bending when light passing through this aqueous humor or vitreous humor? You have to say that it is, there will not be no bending, okay. Why? Because the two aqueous humor and the vitreous humor are of having same refractive index. Clear? Yes. Now then, let's go to the other parts, okay. Let me erase it, okay. All like this. Now then, what happened, depending upon the contraction and relaxation of these ciliary muscles, what happened, the curvature of the eye lens, okay, the curvature of the eye lens can be changed. If you contract it from this, okay, toward the central part, from the outward to inward, okay, inside I should say, if it is the lens like this, okay, if ciliary muscles contract, okay, then it will be the direction of the muscles will be like this, from all the surface inside, okay, inward. Then what happened, the curvature will be more like this, the curvature will be more, that means it will be more thicker, okay, thicker, and it will allow us to observe nearby object or minute objects. When we want to watch those small tiny objects, okay, then we need to contract our ciliary muscles, okay, and this lens will become thicker like this, and it will allow to focus your object to be seen, okay. If we are going to observe a far object, okay, then what happen, our ciliary muscles will relax it, and it will the ciliary muscles will pull out the crystalline lens in the outward direction like this. Got it? In the outward direction, not inside, but rather it will be outward like this. The ciliary muscles will be relaxed and it will be pulled outward. If it is pulled outward, naturally it will be flattened like this, right? the crystalline lens will be flattened and the focal length will be what longer, and it will allow us to what observe what far off object or distant object. Got it? So the zooming in and out part, okay, in the case of our eye lens, it is done with the help of these ciliary muscles. Okay, if we human beings become what old and our muscles are weak, then naturally the ciliary muscles will also become weak, and at that old age, what happen, we can't see what objects which are also very far away as well as which is very near to us. Okay, in that case, that will be discussed in our what defects of eye. Okay, defects in the vision of eye, we will discuss that part in our today's video. Let me see whether we can complete it or not. Now let me remove it. Okay, all again. Now like this, see. So what happened, this retina, as I told you, it acts as a screen, right? This retina consists of a very what large number of very sensitive, okay, cells. Sensitive to what? Sensitive to light. Okay, it consists of a very large number of what? Light sensitive cells, I should say. And in that light sensitive cells present onto this retina, what happened, there are two type of cells. One is what? Cone cells, C-O-N-E, cone cells. Okay, the another one is rod cells. Depending upon their shape, it has been named as cone cell and rod cell. Cone cell would have been just like this, okay, and a rod cell will be just like a cylindrical like this, a stick, just like a stick or a rod. Okay, it will be just like that of what? A rod like this in the rectangular shape. If you observe it in 3 dimensions, then it would have been a cylindrical shape, okay, like this. So depending upon this rod cell and cold cells, that there are large number of such rod and cold cells present onto this retina. And as I told you that they are very much light sensitive. Light sensitive means they will be excited when light is incident on it. When it is excited, then what happens, the energy level of these rod cells and cold cells will be very large and increase, and that excited energy, okay, it will be transferred through our brain, okay, to our brain through this optic nerve. Okay, through this optic nerve. Okay, the large nerve that is taking the signals of those images from on the retina to the brain, we call it that large nerve or big nerve as optic nerve. Optic means light. Okay, that means whatever we see, that will be send the signal to the brain through this optic nerve only. Okay, if there is any defect onto this optic nerve, then that signal could not be sent to the brain, so that we may sense whatever we see cannot be achieved. Okay, so what happened, that okay, the signals that is coming out from this retina, okay, how it will be seen, there are large small nerves, okay, present, large number of these small nerves present on the eye, and those small nerves, then it will come to this, okay, like this, those small nerves, okay, those small nerves will carry the signal, will pass the signal from this what retinal cells onto this what optic nerve, and it will pass through to the brain through this optic nerve only. I will tell you about the functions of this cone cell and this one rod cells. Cone cell is responsible for the color of the object, okay, and for this rod cell, it is concerning about the brightness of the light. Okay, if those nocturnal animals means that feed okay at the night time, okay, those are known as nocturnal animals. Okay, for those nocturnal animals, the number of rod cells will be very large. Even though if it is little bit dim in light also, they will see very clearly. Why? Because there will be having large number of rod cells. And if it is having large number of cone cells, then what happen, the vision of the color will be what very much clear. okay, those what your hand, okay, hand, or you can call it those as chickens, okay, those chicken or hen, what happen, they will have large number of these cone cells, okay. Even the small cricket that is jumping in front of that hen, what happen, they will try to catch it very easily by their small little beak, okay, they will try to catch it. So what happened, they there onto this hand, what happened, there will be large number of what cone cells, and so they can easily catch their prey very easily. Even the small insects, we human being cannot catch it very quickly, rather those hand can catch it very quickly by their small beak also very easily. Why? Because in their eye there must be large number of cone cells, but these rod cells will not be having that much large, because when it is little bit at the time of sunset, what happen, when it is little bit darker, then they will try to sleep it, and they will enjoy their night time, okay. Like that, what happen, this depending upon, this is what, this is responsible for what, color, okay, color of the object, and this rod cell is responsible for what, the brightness, okay, of light. Clear? Let me erase it again, like this. Got it? So that is all about that of your what structure of the human eye. And one more thing I will tell you, in that rod cell, I told you that this rod cell, I mean cone cell, this is responsible for the color of light. And you might have been heard of that, of the word, that color blindness, okay. You might have heard from some elder peoples or by your friends talking about that color blindness. What is this color blindness? In our retina, okay, in our retina, this is responsible for the color of the object. So this color of the object in our human eye also, there will be three such different types of what, cone cells, responsible for that of those three primary colors. The first one is what, red, the second one is blue, okay, and the third one is that of what, green. Got it? So these three different types of cone cells are present in this retina, okay. Depending upon this mixture in different proportion of these three different types of cone cell, we can see all other different colors that is having in our nature, okay. We can see also, even also yellow also, we can see pink also, okay, depending upon that these three different types of what, the primary colors. In your color television, okay, screen also, there are having such three different what for these three different primary colors, okay. Depending upon the mixture of these three different colors in a definite proportions, then all other color can be obtained, okay. Yes, yeah, to a person, if it is not having any of these cone cell which is responsible for red, that person will be having red color blindness. Got it? That person can't see that red color. No doubt that person can see the object, okay, which is red, but the color cannot be seen as red. That is the thing. If it is green, okay, blindness, then what happened, that person will not see the green color, rather he will see that green object, okay, with a different color, okay. He will not see that green color. Got it? Yes. And with that, we will conclude our class here. Thank you.